All right, welcome back to Crypto Front. This is the front line where we are fighting for financial freedom. I want to begin here by apologizing for not showing up for I think about a week right at this point. The reason is because I have actually been traveling and I've also had visitors and a whole bunch of crazy things, right? So let's talk about the market. The last video I made, I was actually asking whether we are going to be getting into the bear cycle or maybe it was something completely different, right? So we'll start here with the Bitcoin price set, and then we'll also take a look at our favorite altcoins like Jasmy price set, maybe ICP, and just take a look at the market in general. We need to make a decision. Obviously, things are looking a little bit crazy in the market. You can see that it is almost a sea of red here on my right side. So without me further running my mouth too much here, I want to kindly ask you to help me spread the video just by delicately tapping the like button. It will really help the YouTube algorithm and spread this video much more to many more people. So now on the monthly time frame with Bitcoin, what we were seeing that in each and every single of the last cycles that we have had like very clear blow off tops after like parabolic runs. And in the situation where we were with BTC, I mean, it wasn't really showing that there was some kind of a top that was showing up right there. But the thing that we were looking to, and I was really stressing on in my last update, I was saying that, look, we should be paying more attention to what is happening here with the relative strength index, because what we had actually seen is that, yeah, in as much as like these were similar blow off tops, the only indicator, at least that I was using, was the RSI crossing its moving average to the downside. Once we were having that, that was actually a confirmation on the monthly time frame for BTC to say the bear cycle is in. So that was the case back here in 2018. That was also the case back then in 2021, and also the case in 2013. Now we could have also said that that was the case back here in something like 2011, but of course the moving average for the RSI had not had enough data at that point. But we can also try to extrapolate the data there and try to see what, you know, the RSI would have looked like if we had enough data. And you could have also seen that, look, for sure the moving average on the RSI being crossed to the downside, meaning this yellow line that you are seeing might being crossed by the blue line, would have indicated that the bear market had actually begun. So why is that actually relevant? This is very much relevant because we were waiting for the monthly candle to show up and confirm if that was the case. So I would say that according to this indicator, the bear market has actually begun here for BTC. The question becomes how long or how low can BTC actually go down in this bear cycle? I believe it's just going to be a short cycle and a shallow cycle compared to the ones that we have seen before, because actually I think it's about the interest rates. So now let's talk about the broader market conditions. What we are basically seeing is that here, if we compare what has been happening with the stock market, for example, and the federal fund rates, we're actually seeing that for the most part, I mean, it's not all the time, but usually when the Fed cuts rates, we actually see a stock market dropping, right? So the stock market is this one here in yellow, and obviously the interest rates is the one here down below. I don't know what color that is, but whatever the case, we are observing that when the rates here start dropping, we also see that the market also has got a reaction that pushes the price to the downside, at least for the last 3 times that we have had something like that in the market. And we are also referring here to the latest example. I think that was something like 2019, just right before the pandemic. We were also seeing that we were in an environment where we had rate cuts, right? And with that, we also saw the pandemic crash that we were seeing there with, you know, that flash crash on the 20th of March or something like that in 2020. And another reference that we could point out to was back then in something like 2000, we also saw the Fed cutting rates, and with that, the market also followed in form of a crash, right? So this is something that we can come to a conclusion just looking at the data here. But of course, I know that, you know, the market has been told that if the Fed cuts rate, that actually is something that is very much bullish for the market. But let me say this, right, and make it very much clear. Initially, what we have seen, according to the data, is that the market reacts in a negative way. Why does the market react like that? Because if the Fed is cutting rates, it means there is something that is wrong in the market, and they're trying to make it much better. So they're trying to introduce liquidity into a market just to make things much better, to soften things a little bit. But it means that there is a problem in the market. So because the market is futuristic, it can already anticipate that something wrong is going to be happening with the market. But still, it's not all gloom and doom. The thing is that once the Fed is done cutting here, in an environment where the rates are pretty much stable here, we see that the market tends to do so well. It was also the same case here in this bull cycle that we had in 2021. So yeah, not all hope is lost. Now, what we want to see is that the Fed actually cuts very fast and aggressively. If they do that, and then they end up like settling at a constant point or something like that, then we can resume a bull cycle, just at least according to this data that we are seeing. Now, another chart that is very much closely related to crypto is also another stock index called the Russell 2000, right? So I mean, it moves 1:1 with crypto. So we have got the Russell 2000 here, the one that is moving. Then on top of that, in the different color, we have got the total market cap of all crypto, and you can pretty much see that it's, you know, pretty much the same thing. So yeah, because the Russell 2000 is not really doing well right now, we are also seeing that crypto is not doing well. So the picture short term, I think, let's not hide from anything, is not looking very good for crypto. But as I said again, everything is just going to be depending on how aggressive the Fed is going to be cutting, and we are going to know that very soon, right? So we have got September, we've got November, then we also have got December, and everything. Maybe by the time we'll get to March next year or February, like the usual time that we see the market doing well, maybe everything is just going to be okay too. But for now, I think with all the indicators that I'm taking a look at, I think we are in a bear cycle. What does that mean? It means that prices tends to be surprised to the downside. It doesn't mean that we are never going to be seeing prices moving up 10%, 20% here and there. We are going to be seeing those ones every now and then, and we're going to be trading those ones by. So I've talked to my Patreon members, and we are preparing a list. I think we opened our first short position on Casper. So if you're interested in those ones too, there are a lot of other altcoins that you can actually be shorting. And on top of that, we have got a course, and you will be able to see the link somewhere in the description or maybe the comment section. Look, you need to take advantage of the market. You don't only make money when the market is moving to the upside. You can also make money when the market is dropping to the downside through shorting the market, right? So it's not a moment to be said, okay, the price is going down, so I can't make money anymore. No, there is a way you can actually do that. And if you don't know trading, feel free to check out the course, and I have like prepared it in such a way that you have everything that you definitely need, and you don't have to waste your time, you know, learning about head and shoulders patterns and, you know, a whole bunch of different crazy things that really will not help you. So let me get back here to our favorite altcoins, which maybe is Jasmy here and ICP. So with Jasmy, you can see that we were anticipating a move to the upside, but as traders, as investors, we know that we are not going to be 100% right, and we set a condition to say that, look, if the price is going to be dropping below 1.8 cents, we are out of that trade because we don't want to be losing much more money. And that's exactly what we were doing. So now with Jasmy, with all this information that I was talking about, the Bitcoin price and the stock market and stuff like that, Jasmy also has got its own levels that it needs to respect. So the first one here was 1.8 cents. We have lost that already. So the next big support line is actually something like 1.5 cents here for Jasmy. Now, if Jasmy finds a strong bottom at 1.5 cents, this would actually make me very much comfortable that we still have at least some juice to at least retrace and go higher, right? Maybe we could still revisit something like 3.2 cents, I'm saying, because you also have to understand that when the market is crashing, we are saying we're in a bear cycle, right? It doesn't go down a straight line and continues going like that. I mean, there are always going to be things like, you know, this, and then you continue, I mean, pushing to the downside. So you need to be selling right here, or at least you need to be opening short positions, like what I was saying, right, with the trades, saying that you need to be making money when the market is still going to the downside. So yeah, nothing to be too much said here for the Jasmy price, that because the bear market really hasn't been 100% confirmed. For Bitcoin, yes, we know that things are not looking good, and indirectly it also means that things are not looking good for the Jasmy price. That, but technically speaking, the bull trend is still on for Jasmy. But be very, very much careful about that 1.5 cents. If that gets broken, yeah, I really don't want to get into scary details and stuff like that. Obviously, we are looking for opportunities to still make money when the price is going to the downside. We can still short Jasmy if we see that the situation is looking very weak. Actually, today I'm going to be actively looking for a short position there, and I will be communicating with the Patreon members to see if there is an opportunity for us to be making money, right? So one other trade that we are opening in the Patreon, we opened actually at $7. I think I was making a post way before even the founder was arrested, saying that, look guys, this here, like we talk about in the course, is a distribution structure, and it's very much clear that this thing is going to be falling down. So from $7 all the way right now to something like $4.60, I think those guys are actually making a lot of money from that short position. So yeah, the reason that I'm like mentioning these things time and again is I don't want you to be feeling so sad about yourself that the bear market has begun, so I will never be able to make money. No, there's still an opportunity in the market to be shorting the price and making money when the price is going to the downside. Are you going to be winning 100% of the time? Definitely not. But there are going to be opportunities like this one here that we took with Ton, and still you'll be able to be very much fine, right? We actually have another one which is open with Casper. I won't get into detail with that. Let me now talk a little bit about ICP, Internet Computer Protocol. And with ICP, again, just like Jasmy, we have confirmations on the Bitcoin price. On ICP, not yet, because we are seeing that, I mean, we had demarcated something like $7.10, is to say like this is the last line of the sand. If we break below $7.10 here for ICP, I definitely think that we're going to be seeing these lows one more time. It's maybe something like $5.80 and things like that. So for now, those things are not yet in play, but again, the conditions are still pretty much the same. $7.10 below that is not good for ICP, and we will definitely be reanalyzing to see how low we can go with Internet Computer Protocol. So I mean, in one way, it's really sad that the indicators are confirming a bearish trend, and probably I'm going to be losing a lot of followers with these kind of statements, but I have to say what I'm seeing, right? I mean, there's no way I can dilute the indicator here, especially the RSI here. It is saying what it's saying, but I also believe that that is actually being directed or being dictated by the fact that we are headed for a cutting cycle, and we have actually seen that cutting cycles are just like this. Now, one other thing that I will add here on the BTC price is that this kind of price action that we are seeing obviously hasn't reflected a top at any point in time. But I think that, if we also look at this retrace here right before the C19 crash here, you see this area is also looking like this area very much. Let's just go ahead and grab a snapshot of this thing right here, and we'll bring it to where the price is currently sitting, adjust nice and easy, and we see where we are, right? Okay, so you can see that we have actually been following this thing very much closely. But as I said, we could still see the price dropping maybe to something like $49,000, still pull back up to something like 66, 67. Everybody's going to be happy like the bull cycle is back, but there could actually be another bigger crash. The worst case scenario here that I see for BTC is around something like $35,000. This is why I was saying that this is going to be like one of the shallowest bear cycles that we have seen, because it's a crash of just, upwards of 50% here for BTC. So that is still okay. It's not going to be easy for everybody. As I said, it's going to be painful, but once you spend a few cycles in the market, you'll be able to understand and adjust and absorb the pressure. So this is where we are sitting, and I hope that everything that I said in this video made sense. Again, I want to kindly ask you to help me spread the video just by delicately tapping the like button, share it on X, share it on whatever you can share, right? We need this information out there for people. And again, if you are looking for those one-on-one guidance and stuff like that in times like these ones, probably that could actually be very much helpful. So feel free to join the Patreon, and we can discuss more on these topics here on crypto, right? If you have a burning question, I will definitely be there for you to reply. We can even have a live call and see what we can do, right? So thank you so much. I hope to see you on the next one. Take really, really good care of yourselves. Bye.